Dear children, in today's class we are going to discuss about power system protection. Why we are going for protection? In order to avoid damage to the main equipments, we are going for the protection. The system protection is the arts and science of detecting problems with power system components and isolating these components. That is from the damage to the main equipments. System protection is the arts and science of detecting problems with power system components and isolating these components. Then need for the protection. Why we are going for the protection? The power system must maintain acceptable operation 24 hours a day. The power system must maintain acceptable operation 24 hours a day. Then only we can get the power supply throughout the day. Then the voltage and frequency must stay within certain limits. Otherwise it will damage the main equipment. Voltage and frequency must stay within certain limits. Otherwise it will damage the main equipment. Then we have to protect the public from the damage of the equipments. We have to protect the public from the damage of the equipments. Then we have to improve the system stability. We have to improve the system stability. Then minimize the damage to the equipment will produce the increase in efficiency of the transmission system. Then we have to protect against overloads. These are the needs for the protection. Then the components for protections. What are the components to be protected are? First one is current transformer. The figure shows the very high voltage current transformer. Then next figure shows the medium voltage current transformer. Then the voltage transformer. First one is the high voltage transformer and second one is the protective relays. These are used in substation. Then circuit breakers. It is also used in substation in order to break the circuit from the damage. Then the components to be protected are generators, transformers, lines and capacitors. We will see one by one. First one is generator protection. What can go wrong in the generator? There will be a stator winding problems in generator in which it produces winding. The components to be protected are generators, transformers, lines, buses and finally capacitors. We will see one by one. First one is generator protection. What can go wrong in the generator? The stator winding problems can occur in the generator. Stator winding problems means winding shortage will be occurred in the generator. It can be protected by using a differential protection relay by using detection of phase-to-phase fault. It is the diagram for the differential relay, that is the current relay which is shown in the figure, protects the circuit, protects the generator from the winding to winding fault. If the current overflows through the current relay, then it will operate and open the circuit and protect the main equipment. Then transformer protection. What is going wrong in the transformer? There will be three types of faults which will be occurred in the transformer. They are winding to winding fault, winding to ground fault and pushing fault. These three faults are occurred in transformer. They are winding to winding fault, winding to ground fault and finally pushing fault. These three faults are occurred in the transformer. How did you protect the transformer? There are three methods available for the protection of transformer. They are fuse, overcurrent relay and finally differential relay. It is the fuse. That is the red color symbol shows the fuse. The fuse protects the device from the overcurrent. So it will avoid the damage to the main equipment or to the transformer. It is actually decided in the high side. Then overcurrent relay. If the overcurrent is passed through the circuit, then the overcurrent relay operates and opens the circuit, then it protects the main equipments. Then differential relay. It measures the primary current and secondary current. If it is going beyond the limit, then it will open the circuit and protects the main equipment. Then transmission line protection. What can go wrong in the transmission line? There are faults which will be occurred in the transmission line, that is short circuit faults, it will be occurred in the transmission line. Then there are different types of faults which will be occurred due to trees, lightning, animals, that is birds, squirrels, snakes and weather, that is wind, snow, ice. Then natural disasters like earthquakes and floods and finally the faulty equipments, switches, insulators, clamps, they are producing the faults in the transmission line. How will you protect the transmission line from the damage? These are the actual faults occurred in the transmission line. The figure shows the snow fault and the birds, the fault due to birds. Then the types of faults occurred in the transmission line are single phase to ground fault, phase to ground fault, phase to phase fault and finally three phase fault. Most of the fault occurs in single phase to ground fault. It is 70 to 80% and phase to ground fault is 17 to 10% and phase to phase fault is 10 to 8% and finally three phase fault will be only 3 to 2%. Next it is the short circuit which is produced due to high currents. It will be eliminated. How do we protect transition lines from the overcurrent relay? By using bidirectional overcurrent relay, by using distance relay, it is also called as impedance relay, and finally line current differential relay. The four relays are used to protect the transition lines. We will see one by one. First one is the overcurrent line protection. The figure shows the overcurrent relay. By using current transformer, it measures the current. If it is going beyond the limit, then the relay operates and open the circuit, then open the circuit breaker and protect the main equipment from the fault. Then the distance protection. A distance relay which measures the impedance of the line using voltage applied to the relay and the current applied to the relay. The voltage is measured using voltage transformer and the current is measured using current transformer. When a voltage occurs on a line, the current rises significantly and the voltage collapses significantly. So the distance relay measures the impedance, that is Z equal to V by I. If the impedance is within the reach setting of the relay, it will operate. That is, if it is going beyond the limit, then the relay will open. This is the distance relay principle. So it will measure the voltage by using voltage transformer, current by using current transformer. So it uses both voltage transformer and current transformer. Then by calculating the value of Z, that is V by I, it will operate. Then relay protection using distance relay diagram. So current transformer, it is symbol for current transformer and it is a symbol for voltage transformer. Then bus protection. Bus protection is done by differential relay. That is, the value of current into the bus must equal to current out of bus. If it is not equal, then the relay will operate. It is the diagram shows the differential relay. It will measure the primary current from the input bus and the output bus. If it is equal, then the relay will not operate. If it is not equal, then the relay open circuits the breaker. Then capacitor protection. Purpose of the capacitor, that is the shunt capacitors, raise the voltage on a bus or a line to a higher level, thus helping keep the voltage at desired level. Series capacitors cancel out the inductive reactance of the line, thus making the line appear shorter, increasing load flow on the line. The purpose of the capacitors are, that is shunt capacitors raise the voltage on a bus or line to a higher level, thus helping keep the voltage at desired level. Then the series capacitors cancel out the inductive reactance of a line, thus making the line appear shorter, increasing load flow on the line. So depends upon the value of voltage, that is whether it is in the higher level or in the lower level, the shunt capacitors or series capacitors are actually involved to protect the circuit from the damage.